Hi guys, Josh with Tharby here again with some more fantastic tax saving content. Today we're going to be talking all about VAT and how it applies to small businesses. So as a small business, the one thing you need to know about VAT is that as soon as your turnover, based on the previous 12 months, or as soon as you expect your turnover in a 12-month period to exceed £85,000, you must register for VAT. It's not an optional tax scheme in that sense. As soon as you hit that £85,000 threshold, you must register for VAT and start charging it on all of your outputs where VAT is applicable. Now, of course, what you can do is you can register for VAT early. It's called voluntary registration, and as long as you are making or intending to make VATable supplies, that's absolutely fine. So even if you've not hit that £85,000 threshold yet, you can register early, and as a result, you can start to reclaim all of the input tax on the supplies that you purchase. So why might this be a good idea? Well, it depends on who your end customer is. If you're selling as a business directly to customers, B2C is what they call it, your customer cannot usually reclaim VAT. And as a result of this, as soon as you increase your prices to start having to charge that 20% VAT, you're ultimately more expensive than your competitors who aren't VAT registered. So if you're a small business, a bakery, a takeaway, any of those smaller businesses where if you increase your fees by 20% because of VAT, it's going to hurt your customers, and as a result they're going to be more inclined to shop elsewhere, voluntary registration might not be the best thing to do. However, if you are selling B2B, which means that your customers are likely VAT registered, they're not bothered whether you charge VAT or not, because they can reclaim it back when they do their VAT return. So for instance, if you're a small video marketing agency where a lot of your customers are likely going to be larger companies potentially that are VAT registered, then initially registering VAT so you can reclaim all of the input tax on all of your camera gear, your websites, all of those really expensive assets. And of course with VAT registration you can go back 4 years for assets, so any assets purchased in the previous 4 years you can reclaim the VAT on. Services you can go back 6 months. It can be a fantastic boost for cash flow for many businesses. But the main thing to remember is that you have to basically look at your customer and see whether they're going to be put off by you having to start charging VAT. If they are, then you want to wait till as long as possible to register for VAT, because ultimately it's going to hurt your back pocket. Otherwise, look to voluntarily register so you can benefit from the input VAT reclaims as soon as possible. A lot of people often confuse income tax and VAT. So say for instance you do a job for somebody and you charge them £1,000. Yeah, you will pay tax on this, but this will be recorded as part of your profits, but VAT is a completely separate tax. So as long as if you're not VAT registered, you issue an invoice for £1,000, that's fine, you don't need to worry about VAT. But it's only when you either register for VAT or at whatever point, whether that's voluntary or you hit that registration threshold, then when it comes to it, if you want to keep your profit margins the same, you've now got to charge £1,000 plus 20% VAT, so that end customer is actually going to pay you £1,200. You're going to collect £200 on behalf of HMRC and pay this to them as part of your VAT return, so you're still left with £1,000 there. But the movement of money is slightly different. On your actual £1,000, which is what belongs to you, that 20% VAT doesn't belong to you. Your £1,000 is going to form part of your business's income. So if you've got no costs, for instance, that £1,000 you'll pay income tax on if you're a sole trader or partnership, or corporation tax if you're a limited company. So in order to reclaim input VAT, you must be VAT registered. And even if you register for a short period to reclaim your VAT and then opt out again, HMRC are going to look at that very closely and look to see whether you actually had any intentions of making taxable supplies, and basically look to try and get some of the VAT back. I hope you find this video useful. Please do let me know in the comments and give it a like, so I know you guys are enjoying this fantastic tax saving content and I know to keep doing more. Have a great day.